A.J. Brown and the Eagles should absolutely part ways.
Just too much smoke around this situation all the time.
Do I want to go to New England, Buffalo, Baltimore, San Francisco?
There is a financial burden if they trade A.J. Brown based on the structure of his contract.
Howie Roseman not going to turn down any kind of conversation.
We're trying to get better, and it's hard to do that if you're just subtracting great players.
He has meant so much to our football team for these past 4 years, and I know I want to continue that relationship. I know he wants to continue that relationship, and excited about that.
Okay, the Eagles have enough going on with the A.J. Brown trade talk, which hasn't necessarily quieted down. There just hasn't been a whole lot of action. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. Here's what else they've been up to. Philly added Riq Woolen off his Super Bowl win. Also added depth to their wideout room with Hollywood Brown. Maybe a little indicator there, I don't know. Another year, though, and another offensive coordinator, Sean Mannion, 5th in 6 seasons under Nick Sirianni. Some of it's been that those guys have moved on to bigger and better things, as in head coaches, but still. Adam, what are the Eagles' recent moves, though, tell us about a potential A.J. Brown trade?
Well, not a lot, Laura. Look, they signed Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore and A.J. Brown are close friends from college, so you could interpret that as the fact that maybe they want to make A.J. Brown happy and keep him there by signing Elijah Moore. Some people say, oh, they signed Elijah Moore and Hollywood Brown. Maybe those are potential replacements as it pertains to A.J. Brown. The fact of the matter is we're in late March, and it doesn't look like anything's going to happen with A.J. Brown for a little while, if it even happens at all. The Eagles have listened to teams, but they have been steadfast in saying all along that they were not looking to trade him and would only trade him unless they got an offer they couldn't refuse. That has not transpired so far. Plus, the thing to remember is that it would be easier to trade A.J. Brown after June 1st due to the salary cap acceleration. So if they were going to trade him, that would be the time to do it. The question is, New England's been the one team that's out there that people have linked up and connected to A.J. Brown. Is New England going to bring back Steph Diggs? Is New England going to use a high pick on a wide receiver? Is New England going to find another receiver between now and June 1st? We don't know how that's going to work out yet, so it's too early to say that he's going to wind up in New England. If he were to be traded, that would be the most likely destination, but there's nothing agreed to, there's nothing in place, and there's still a lot of time between now and June 1st for events to transpire.
Interesting.
Yeah, Laura, outside of the New England Patriots, there aren't a lot of known suitors right now. The LA Rams looked into it, kicked the tires, ultimately decided to keep Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua and go that route. Kansas City Chiefs never really looked into this. For the most part, they're not going to do that trade. So it kind of feels like a standoff with New England. The next pivot point could be the NFL draft, because if you're New England, you might want to take a high pick in the draft, knowing that it's a deep receiver class. If Philadelphia wants to wait until June 2nd, where they can save money in the cap to do the trade, New England might have moved on by then. So something has to give. And also, if you're Philadelphia, you're trying to work a couple angles. If you trade A.J. Brown, you might do a deal to get a pass rusher like a Jonathan Bernard from Minnesota. So they have multiple balls in the air they're trying to figure out right now.
Okay, so the Patriots, the team you know well, are the kind of the main team here, as Adam alluded to. Let's talk about the fit there, and then also just what you think in general the Eagles should do with A.J. Brown here.
I think A.J. Brown, he's the type of receiver where he's going to fit wherever. He's a number one type of guy that can align on the outside. They signed Romeo Doubs. You have him, you have Kayshon Boutte. You have guys that can complement A.J. Brown, allow him to get the football. I think the relationship with him and Mike Vrabel would be one that would, I think, accelerate this trade and make it come to fruition early on in that relationship and the process of him being able to go out there and execute. But I say all that to say, if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm not trading A.J. Brown.
Well, even with all the issues.
No, sometimes a toxic relationship, you go through your ups and downs, but you got to stay the course. As I look at this for Philly, you signed a guy like Riq Woolen when you needed a cornerback spot opposite of Quinyon Mitchell. You're filling some gaps. Yes, you lost Nakobe Dean, but you still have Jahad Campbell, who will now get more reps. You need an edge rusher, but I'm not really trying to take away right now on the offensive side of the ball. You're bringing a new coordinator. Let's see what those vibes will bring throughout the course of the offseason. Adam mentioned after June 1st, you're going to have April when the offseason starts. Yep. You're going to have OTAs and all of those things with Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Sean Mannion now at the helm. Let's see how that looks. Now we still have drama in the offseason. Now we can revisit it.
Yeah, but then it's too late, right? Like, kind of. I hear you. Here's the thing. Like, you don't want to let go of a receiver like A.J. Brown. It just felt like at many times it was so untenable with that offense and everything that was coming out. Maybe it was Kevin Patullo's fault, you know? Maybe Sean Mannion's going to come in and fix it all.
But like, what do you do if A.J. Brown wants out? Because that's sort of the issue right now. It's lingering. Like, at the very least, he would welcome a trade. He hasn't really forced the issue as far as a trade request, but it's sort of known that, like, he's kind of bummed that this hasn't worked out yet. He and Jalen Hurts seem to be in an okay place, but it's been up and down. We've all seen that every week. I mean, A.J. Brown's meltdowns late in the year on the sideline were like the 8th worst thing that happened in the Eagles season. You know, so it was just week to week. It was an issue. So it still feels like both parties know that it's best to move on. We'll see. Maybe it's salvageable. It's
so complicated, though, because you got a player of that caliber. You're not just giving him away to somebody. You got to have the right trade partner. It sounds like the Patriots still in the mix. Just may take a little bit. Hey, the Chiefs made waves yesterday. They released a short video of Patrick Mahomes. This is it. We're going to play it over and over again because why not? Look at him. He's throwing the football for the first time since he tore the ACL in his left knee back in December. Looks good. I realize he's just bopping around out there on the practice field. But, Jeremy, what more can you tell us about how Mahomes' rehab is going and maybe a little picture into the timeline here?
Yeah, so he's 3 months in, Laura. I'm told he's been a fixture in Kansas City's building. He's been there every day just getting after it, as he's known to do. This is an ACL and an LCL recovery, so it's going to take some time. So throwing is just an early step. He's going to get to running, moving around more, cutting on that thing, and try to move on. He still hopes to play week 1, and nobody in Kansas City or the Chiefs organization is putting that against him. They're never going to doubt Patrick Mahomes, but they got Justin Fields knowing that he's good insurance. If he has to play 1 game, 4 games, whatever it is, he started a lot of games in the NFL, played a lot of football, so they feel good about that. They're just simply not going to rush Mahomes, despite how hard he's going to work to beat the timeline.
And I look at the offseason moves, bringing Eric Bieniemy back, and he's going to bring, I think, a little bit more physicality to this offense, and then signing Kenneth Walker. I think that allows Patrick Mahomes to, hey, take your time. We'll have Justin Fields out there. We'll be able to run the football and do some of that quarterback, running back, run game, and allow him that time to get fully healthy before he comes back out there on the football field. Because I think, Jeremy, to your point, even once he's out there, it's going to take time for Mahomes to be the Mahomes that we've come to see and love, with him being able to rush and do all type of things out of the pocket and off platform. It's going to take a little while. So having a running back that you can depend on is going to go a long way.
We've said this number a few times, but I mean, Patrick Mahomes is leading the team in rush yards, which is just crazy when you think about it. But that is part of his game. He's got to trust that again and get back to it. By the way, Chiefs runners, as I'm making this point, could not break 1 open last year at all. Just 1 20-yard rush all season. Kenneth Walker, by the way, had 10. Okay, so you're right. Bieniemy's influence plus Kenneth Walker.